Hi Aries, how's it going? I hope you're doing wonderful today. It's tonight for me, but I'm doing a Celtic cross spread here. I've already cleared the energy of the cards. These are all your cards that came out. I'll go through each one individually. It's a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest. If it does resonate, I'd love to get your feedback. Let me know. And always check your sun, moon, and rising signs in case you have messages over there too. So your first card represents your current situation, and you got the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So this points to, I've made a whole bunch of notes, so I'm just going to read you my notes, okay? So the Knight of Pentacles reversed in the current situation position points to a kind of stalled or misaligned energy around either work or responsibility or consistency. And for you, someone who is naturally driven and action-oriented, this card reversed often suggests a lack of momentum. Things may feel slow or stuck, or like your efforts aren't paying off. You might be frustrated with delays or a routine that feels draining. It could suggest burnout or boredom. The Knight upright is about steady action, but reversed, it can show someone who's lost motivation or someone who's going through the motions without passion. It could suggest carelessness or procrastination. So there may be a tendency to avoid responsibilities or cut corners, which is unlike you at your best. And it could also suggest misguided effort. You're putting in work, but maybe in the wrong direction or without a clear plan. This card may be asking you, are you being too rigid or not disciplined enough? It's a tension between overworking without reward and not committing fully. So you may need to reconnect with a clear goal or adjust your routine, not abandon it entirely, or focus on smart, not just hard work, or bring patience back into the process. And then your next card is the Three of Pentacles reversed. This card represents what's crossing you or what's challenging you or your situation or what you're celebrating. These two cards together are saying that effort isn't flowing well, especially when it involves structure or other people. The Three of Pentacles in the reverse position highlights what's blocking or complicating things. It could be a lack of teamwork or a lack of support. You may feel like you're not being recognized or others aren't pulling their weight. Or it could be miscommunication. Plans aren't aligning. People might be talking past each other instead of collaborating effectively. Or there could be skill gaps or self-doubt. There can be insecurity about whether you're good enough, or frustration that your abilities aren't being seen, or you're working in isolation. Either you're shutting others out, or you're being excluded. How it connects to the Knight of Pentacles reversed. These two cards amplify each other. The Knight reversed says you feel stuck, unmotivated, or off track. And the three reversed says, and you don't have the right support system or teamwork to fix it. So this could look like being in a job or project where effort isn't appreciated, or you're trying to do everything alone and you're burning out. Or it could be conflict or disconnection, either in a team, or with a relationship or a shared goal. Or you're feeling like progress is blocked by others' incompetence or lack of cooperation. This isn't just about slowing down, it's about how you're working with others. You might need to ask yourself, are you trying to control everything yourself, or are you in the wrong environment or surrounded by the wrong people? Or have you clearly communicated what you need or what you bring? The advice is to reevaluate collaborations. Not all partnerships are worth the effort. And speak up. Don't assume others understand. Be open to learning or adjusting methods. And if necessary, step away from unproductive dynamics and refocus solo, but with a better plan. So far you feel stuck, and that stagnation is being reinforced by poor collaboration or a lack of recognition. And then your foundation card is the World reversed, the root cause. This card at the base points to unfinished cycles or a lack of closure, or feeling almost there but not quite. So at a deep level, you're dealing with either incomplete chapter, something in your life hasn't been fully wrapped up, emotionally or mentally or physically. Maybe you're dealing with stagnation from the past. You may be stuck because you haven't fully truly closed out an old situation. Or you're dealing with a lack of fulfillment. Even if you've achieved things, it doesn't feel complete or satisfying. Or you may be dealing with avoidance of endings. Sometimes this shows resisting a necessary ending, which keeps you in limbo. Something isn't finished or unresolved with the World reversed. So now you feel stuck, unmotivated, or off track with the Knight of Pentacles reversed. And it's affecting how you work or how you connect with others with the Three of Pentacles. So some of you may be holding on to an old job or a relationship or an identity that's already expired. Or you're trying to build something new on an unfinished foundation, or you're feeling blocked in progress because something behind the scenes still needs closure. This isn't just about external problems, it's an internal loop that hasn't been completed. You may be repeating cycles or carrying unresolved baggage into current efforts, or struggling to move forward because you haven't fully let go of the past. You can't build the next chapter if the last one is still open. Okay, Aries? Finish what's lingering. If it's a conversation or a decision or emotional ties, allow something to end fully, even if it's uncomfortable. And reflect what feels incomplete in your life right now. Once closure happens, motivation and alignment and collaboration can naturally improve. The overall energy of the reading so far feels like a stuck because it's not over yet situation. You aren't actually, you're not blocked. You're not actually blocked for no reason. You're being held in place until you complete a cycle you've been avoiding or unable to finish. This reading is very consistent, and it's pointing to a deeper internal issue rather than just surface level problems. And then for your fourth card, you have the Magician reversed. So this card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. So in the past position, this suggests that you went through a period where you felt powerless or lacked control, or things didn't manifest the way you intended, or you may have been there may have been manipulation either by you or towards you, or self-doubt crept in, not trusting your own abilities or direction. This can also point to starting something with excitement, but not having all the tools or clarity, or being in a situation where things weren't what they seemed, or misalignment between intention and action. So, how the past is affecting the present, this is where the reading really locks together. The Magician reversed and the World reversed says that something from the past either didn't come together properly or left you feeling like this isn't how it was supposed to go, or it created an unfinished cycle. There may be lingering disappointment or confusion or even mistrust, either in yourself or others. And then the World reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Because that situation never fully resolved, you now feel stuck or unmotivated or directionless, or your usual drive is being blocked by lack of closure and clarity. And the Knight reversed and the Three of Pentacles reversed. This internal disruption is now spilling into your work or routine or productivity, or your collaboration and relationships, or you're feeling unsupported or disconnected from others. The deeper story is you tried to create or manifest something in the past that didn't work. And it was never properly processed or closed. And because of that, you're carrying doubt or mistrust, or you're struggling to fully commit or stay consistent. And you may be either withdrawing from others or encountering poor teamwork. So we have unfinished business, we have a loss of confidence or misalignment, we have stagnation and a lack of discipline, and we have disconnection from others. So the core message is this isn't just about try harder or be more disciplined. It's more like go back and understand what didn't work and reclaim your power from it. Reflect on a past situation where things felt off or unfair or incomplete. And ask yourself, did you lose confidence in yourself because of that? Rebuild self-trust before trying to push forward aggressively. Be mindful of who you collaborate with. Not everyone deserves access to your energy. And focus on intentional action, not just effort. This is a healing plus recalibration reading. You aren't failing, you're in a phase where the past needs to be understood. A cycle needs to close, and your sense of personal power needs to be restored. And then your immediate future, what's likely to happen very soon in your life, Queen of Swords reversed. This card points to mental and communication energy becoming distorted or strained very soon. It can show miscommunication or harsh words, or emotional coldness or defensiveness, or overthinking and negative thought patterns, or cutting someone off impulsively, or you being cut off, or bitterness from past experiences influencing your current reactions. This is especially important because you're already in a frustrated, blocked state. This doesn't come out of nowhere. It's a result of everything before it. We have lingering self-doubt and mistrust, no closure, frustration, stagnation, and tension with others. So what happens next? That pressure builds, and it risks coming out through the Queen of Swords as sharp communication, withdrawal or emotional walls, or misjudging others' intentions, or reacting from hurt instead of clarity. In the near future, you might have an argument or misunderstanding, or you might feel misunderstood or judged, or you might distance yourself emotionally from someone, or you might become overly critical of yourself or others, or you may struggle to express what you really feel in a clear, balanced way. This isn't just bad communication, it's don't let unresolved past energy distort your perception of the present. You might think you're being logical or protecting yourself, but you could actually be reacting from old wounds. Pause before speaking, especially in emotional moments. Don't assume the worst in others. Be aware of defensiveness or emotional shutdown. Ask yourself, are you reacting to this situation or something older? And choose clarity over being right. Right now, the trajectory is unresolved past, then stagnation, then disconnection, then miscommunication. But here's the key. This card is not fixed. It's a pivot point. If you become aware of this pattern, you can shift into honest, calm communication, or break the cycle, or avoid unnecessary conflict. This reading is strongly saying, heal the past, or it will speak through you in the present. And then the outcome that you desire most in your situation is the Five of Swords. So at its core, this is about ending conflict or letting go of tension, ego battles, or resentment, or making peace internally or with others, or walking away from situations that aren't worth the fight. So what you want is actually very clear. Aries, you don't want to fight anymore. You just want peace. Okay, even though you're known for being bold and confrontational when needed, this reading shows you're tired, you're disconnected or unsupported. You're carrying unfinished emotional weight, and you're at risk of miscommunication or emotional walls. This card says you don't actually want drama or arguments or tension. You want resolution, understanding, and release. And how it connects to the Queen of Swords reversed. The Queen of Swords is reactive, defensive. The Queen of Swords reversed equals reactive, defensive communication. And the Five of Swords reversed equals a desire to end conflict. So there's a bit of an internal contradiction. You want peace, but may unintentionally create or escalate tension if you're not careful. So this card can go two ways depending on your awareness. You can take the high road, choosing to walk away from unnecessary conflict or letting go of the need to win or having an honest, calm conversation or releasing resentment. Or you can take the low road, avoiding conflict without resolving it or suppressing your feelings, which leads to passive aggression or saying it's fine when it's not. This ties all the way back to the beginning. The past created doubt or misalignment that led to unfinished cycles, which created stagnation and disconnection, which now risks miscommunication. And through all of that, you just want peace and closure. So to reach this desired outcome, you need to address things directly. but calmly, or let go of needing control or perfection, or be honest about what hurt you instead of masking it, or accept that not every situation needs to be won, and focus on resolution over validation. So this is a story of you tried, it didn't work, you got stuck, and now you just want things to feel okay again. There's a strong opportunity here for emotional maturity or healing communication or closing an important life chapter. And then you have the Five of Pentacles for your self-image card, how you see yourself. Left out, unsupported, or alone. This is how you see yourself on the inside, Aries. Left out, unsupported, or alone. Or you're struggling emotionally, financially, or spiritually. Or you're feeling like you're lacking something important. Or you're experiencing rejection, exclusion, or not being chosen. Or you have low self-worth, or you're questioning your value. This is a very vulnerable energy. In the past, something made you feel powerless or not good enough, or like you didn't have what it takes. And now internally, that's turned into maybe you don't have enough, or maybe you're not enough feeling. Maybe that's what you're thinking and feeling inside, because that situation never closed. That feeling of lack or rejection is still active, or you haven't emotionally moved on. The self-image leads to low motivation, or feeling like what's the point, or difficulty staying consistent. Externally, you're feeling unsupported by others, or interpreting situations as lack of recognition. Even if support is there, you may not fully feel or trust it. In the near future, this pain could come out as defensiveness or withdrawal or sharp communication, because underneath it is hurt, not just logic. And this makes even more sense now with the Five of Swords. You don't want to fight because deep down you already feel like you've lost something. You want peace, relief, emotional safety. You're feeling alone, undervalued, or on the outside, and it's affecting everything else. This isn't just about work or conflict, it's about self-worth and belonging. And the Five of Pentacles often has a hidden message. It says that help, support, or opportunity is nearby, but it's not being seen or accepted. So you may be not asking for help, or not recognizing who's there for you, or believing you have to go through things alone. Challenge the belief, I'm alone in this. If that resonates, reach out, even if it feels uncomfortable for you. Don't isolate when things feel heavy. Be mindful of projecting past rejection onto present situations and rebuild your self-worth in small, inconsistent ways. This is no longer just a blocked situation reading. It's I feel alone, stuck, and tired, and I don't want to keep fighting anymore. Energy. Okay? There's a deep need for closure, support, emotional healing, and gentler self-perception. Your environment or how others see you in your situation. From the outside, people may perceive you as guarded or closed off, or poorly communicating or unclear, or overthinking but not expressing directly, or suspicious, or maybe you're assuming the worst, or there may be, and I'm just channeling the messages, so don't shoot the messenger. There may be a little immaturity in communication, not in a harsh way, but like messages aren't coming across clearly. In some cases, this can also point to others feeling like you're hard to read, or that you're withholding truth, or you're not saying everything. This reading has a powerful contrast. Inside, you feel hurt, alone, and unsupported. On the outside, you seem distant, unclear, or hard to communicate with. Aries, you may be hurting deeply, but instead of expressing that openly, it's coming across as silence, mixed signals, defensive or indirect communication, or withdrawal. So others might not realize how much you're struggling or what you actually need. So we have unclear, indirect communication. We have sharp, reactive communication. So the pattern could be that you hold things in, or communication is unclear and frustration builds. Then it all comes out at once, possibly harshly or defensively. Remember the challenge card, the Three of Pentacles reversed, a lack of teamwork or a misalignment with others. Now we see why. It's not just others, it's also a communication disconnect. You're not being fully seen, but you're also not fully showing yourself. There's a protective energy here. You're not wanting to be vulnerable. You're not wanting to be misunderstood again. But that protection is creating more distance, not less. Say what you actually feel, even if it's messy. Don't expect others to read between the lines. Clarify instead of assuming. Let yourself be seen, not just analyzed or observed. And be mindful of withdrawing and then expecting others to reach in. This reading is now clearly about internal pain and isolation, or unclear or guarded communication, or leading toward potential conflict or emotional distance, while deeply wanting peace. You feel alone, but you're not fully letting others in to change that. And then your hopes and fears. 8 of Cups reversed. So this card in this position is powerful because it shows a push-pull between staying and leaving. So what you hope for is to emotionally reconnect with something or someone you walked away from or almost did. Or you hope to fix what feels unfinished. Or you hope to not have, you hope you don't have to let go completely. And you hope to find meaning again in a situation that feels empty. And what you fear is having to walk away for real. Or you fear letting go of something you invested in emotionally. Or you fear being alone. This is a really strong energy about fearing being alone with the 5 of Pentacles too. Or you fear that staying will continue to hurt, but leaving will hurt too. This card sits right at the heart of the emotional conflict. Something is unfinished, and you're struggling to walk away and fully close the chapter. You fear if you walk away, you'll be completely alone. So you may stay in situations that don't fulfill you or drain you or no longer align with you. Because you're stuck in this in-between, communication becomes unclear or reactive. Emotions aren't fully processed or expressed. Communication or tension builds instead of resolving. You want peace, but here's the truth. Peace requires a decision, and you're afraid to make it. This is the central message of the entire reading so far. Do you stay and try to fix this, or do you walk away and risk losing it completely? And right now you feel stuck in between, not fully staying and not fully leaving. You're holding on to something that's already emotionally over, or you're avoiding the pain of letting go, or you're hoping things will resolve without a clear decision, or you're going back and forth internally, which creates external stagnation. Be honest. Is this situation truly fulfilling you anymore? Understand that avoiding a decision is still a decision. Let go of fear-based attachment. Recognize that closure requires intentional action. And trust that walking away doesn't equal failure. It can be alignment. In the past, something didn't manifest properly. At the root, it was never fully closed. In the present, you feel stuck and disconnected. You feel alone and lacking. Others see you as guarded or unclear. Your near future, there's a risk of miscommunication or emotional walls. You desire peace and resolution, but you can't let go, but you can't fully stay. You're being asked to choose. Continue holding on to something incomplete, or walk away and finally find closure, Because right now, the real blockage isn't effort, other people, or timing. It's emotional indecision tied to fear of loss and loneliness. And then your last card is the Nine of Cups reversed. This card represents your future if all is to remain as is. This is often called the wish card when it comes out upright. So reversed, it shows emotional dissatisfaction or wishes not being fulfilled the way you hoped, or feeling like you thought this would make you happy, but it doesn't. Or it's surface level fulfillment, but inner emptiness. Or it's disappointment or things not turning out as expected. Something started off misaligned, it never fully completed. Now there's stagnation, disconnection from others, feeling alone or unsupported, communication issues, not walking away, staying stuck, wanting peace but not fully resolving things. So the message is, if you stay in this cycle without making a clear emotional decision, you won't feel truly fulfilled. This is not a catastrophic outcome, but it is an unhappy or unfulfilled one. It suggests settling instead of aligning, or staying in something that doesn't fully satisfy, or avoiding the hard choice and living with the emotional consequence. You're hoping you can stay and feel fulfilled, but the outcome says that combination isn't likely. You may end up feeling something is missing, or this isn't what I really wanted, or why don't I feel happy even though nothing is wrong? This isn't fate, it's projection based on the current path. And the reading has already shown the turning points, the decision to stay or walk away, or how you communicate and handle emotions, or whether you address the past and close the cycle. This card is saying, don't settle for less than what truly fulfills you. You have the chance to break the cycle. Choose alignment over comfort. Seek deeper emotional satisfaction, not just temporary peace. You went through something that didn't work out properly. It was never fully resolved or released. Now you feel stuck, disconnected, and alone. You struggle to communicate clearly and may become guarded. You want peace, but you're afraid to let go, so you stay in limbo. And if this continues, it leads to emotional dissatisfaction. Aries, you won't find fulfillment by staying in something that already feels incomplete. Real fulfillment comes from closure, honesty, and making the decision you've been avoiding. So that is your reading, Aries. Thank you so much for letting me channel those messages today. I'm sending you lots of love and strength. Just do whatever, take the risk and do whatever makes your heart feel whole. Be the bigger person. You got this. Bye.